Depression, a term we often hear, but what does it truly mean? It's a question that deserves a moment of thought. Depression is a mental health disorder that goes beyond the occasional bout of sadness or a bad day. It's a serious condition that impacts how we feel, how we think, and how we handle our daily activities. Picture this. You wake up one morning with a heavy feeling in your chest. You can't pinpoint why, but you just feel off. Now imagine that feeling persisting day after day, week after week. It's not just a case of the blues, it's like a dark cloud hanging over your every moment, affecting your ability to work, study, eat, sleep, or enjoy activities you once loved. That's depression. Depression is not merely feeling sad. It's a constant state of sadness coupled with a loss of interest, a persistent gloom that hinders your daily life. It's like being stuck in a never-ending tunnel with no light at the end. It's feeling hopeless when there's no reason to be. It's crying without knowing why. It's feeling alone in a room full of people. But here's the thing. It's not your fault. It's not a sign of weakness or a character flaw. It's a real medical condition, just like diabetes or heart disease. It's caused by a combination of genetic, biological, environmental, and psychological factors. It's not something you can just snap out of or get over. Depression affects millions of people worldwide, from all walks of life, regardless of age, gender, or socioeconomic status. It's a global issue that deserves our attention and understanding. It's time we break the stigma and start the conversation about mental health. So, let's dive deeper. Let's understand depression not as a label, but as a condition that affects real people with real lives. Let's learn to empathize, to support, to help. Because remember, depression is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign that you've been strong for too long. Depression doesn't look the same in everyone. It has many faces and forms. It's like a chameleon, constantly changing, adapting to its environment, and thus making it that much harder to identify. But there are some common signs we can look for, and today we're going to talk about them. One of the most prominent signs of depression is a persistent feeling of sadness or a sense of emptiness. It's not just about having a bad day or feeling down for a moment. It's a constant, heavy feeling that stays with you, like a dark cloud hanging over your head, refusing to budge. Another common sign is a loss of interest in activities that once brought joy. This could be anything: hobbies, social activities, or even physical intimacy. Everything that once sparked joy now seems dull, uninteresting, or even burdensome. Depression can also bring about significant changes in appetite. Some people may find themselves eating more than usual, while others may lose interest in food altogether. This can lead to noticeable weight gain or loss. Sleep patterns can also be affected. Some people with depression find it hard to fall asleep or stay asleep, while others may sleep far more than usual. It's like the body's internal clock has been thrown off balance. A constant lack of energy or fatigue is another common sign. It's not just physical tiredness, but a deep-seated exhaustion that doesn't go away, even with plenty of rest. Depression can also make you feel worthless or excessively guilty about things that wouldn't normally bother you. You may start blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong, and these feelings can be overwhelming. Lastly, depression can make it hard to concentrate, make decisions, or even remember things. It's like a fog has descended over your mind, making everything seem hazy and out of reach. It's important to remember that these symptoms must persist for at least 2 weeks to be considered as signs of depression. It's not about having a bad day or week, it's about a consistent pattern of these feelings and behaviors. Recognizing these signs is the first step towards getting help. So if you or someone you know is experiencing these symptoms, reach out to a mental health professional. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. Depression does not discriminate, it affects people of all ages, races, and socioeconomic statuses. It's a universal malady that doesn't differentiate between its victims, but its manifestations can differ significantly in different demographics. Let's delve into how depression can present differently across various sections of society. Men, women, teenagers, and the elderly. Each group can have distinct ways of expressing their inner turmoil. For instance, men dealing with depression often exhibit symptoms that society traditionally associates with masculinity. They might present more anger or aggression, hide their feelings behind a mask of stoicism, or immerse themselves in work to avoid confronting their emotional pain. It's a misleading facade that can make it challenging to detect depression in men, but it's there, lurking beneath the surface. On the flip side, women experiencing depression may display symptoms that are stereotypically feminine. They might feel more guilt, sleep excessively, or display a significant decrease in energy. Women, especially, may internalize their feelings, leading to somatic complaints such as headaches, muscle aches, and stomach distress. Teenagers, often dismissed as simply going through growing pains, can also suffer from depression. Their symptoms can include being exceptionally irritable, withdrawing from friends and family, or experiencing drastic changes in appetite. It's essential to recognize these signs as they can often be mistaken for typical teenage angst. Lastly, let's look at the elderly, a demographic often overlooked when discussing depression. Depression in older adults can manifest as physical complaints, like unexplained aches and pains, or a preoccupation with death. Often it's wrongly attributed to the natural aging process or the side effects of chronic illness. Depression is a chameleon, changing its colors to blend in with its surroundings. But no matter how it presents itself, the underlying pain remains the same. It's crucial to understand these differences to ensure that no one's suffering goes unnoticed or untreated. Depression doesn't choose its victims. It can affect anyone, anywhere. And recognizing its many faces is the first step towards healing. Depression is a heavy burden to carry alone. Getting help is not a sign of weakness, but a step towards recovery. Let's unravel the significance of reaching out for professional help when you're experiencing symptoms of depression. It's not easy to open up about what you're going through, especially when it feels like you're in a dark tunnel with no light in sight. But it's important to remember that there's a whole world outside that tunnel, filled with people who are ready and willing to lend a hand. Depression is not a battle you need to fight alone, and professional help can provide you with the tools you need to cope. Therapists, psychologists, and psychiatrists are trained to understand the complexities of mental health and can guide you through the process of understanding and managing your depression. Therapy comes in various forms, each one tailored to the individual's needs. Cognitive behavioral therapy, for instance, helps you identify and change thought patterns that lead to feelings of depression. Interpersonal therapy, on the other hand, focuses on improving your relationships with others, which can significantly alleviate feelings of isolation and sadness. Medication is another treatment option. Antidepressants can help balance the chemicals in your brain that affect mood and emotions. It's crucial to remember that these medications are not a happy pill. They don't instantly take away the pain, but they can help make your symptoms more manageable while you work through your feelings. Lifestyle changes can also play a significant role in managing depression. Regular physical activity, a balanced diet, adequate sleep, and reducing alcohol and caffeine intake can make a world of difference to your mental health. It's important to remember that everyone's journey with depression is unique. What works for one person may not work for another. It's about finding what works best for you and taking it one step at a time. Remember, asking for help is the bravest thing you can do. Seeking help is not a sign of defeat, but a testament to your strength and your resolve to overcome. While depression is a serious illness, it is also treatable. There is always hope. Just as the darkest night gives way to the dawn, so too can the heaviest of hearts find light and relief. In this struggle, remember that you are not alone. We live in a world where help is available, where kindness exists, and where hope is relentless. Depression can feel like an insurmountable mountain, but it's crucial to understand that there's no shame in seeking help. Reaching out to a trusted friend, a family member, or a mental health professional can be the first step towards healing. It's a brave step, a step towards a brighter tomorrow. In the words of Haruki Murakami, once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over, but one thing is certain. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what this storm's all about. Remember, it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to not be okay. Thank you for watching Unmasking Depression Signs, Treatments and Hope. Your time, understanding and willingness to learn about this important subject matter is deeply appreciated. As we continue to produce more informational and educational videos, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel and join our community. Remember, knowledge is power. Understanding depression is the first step towards combating it, towards breaking the stigma, and towards creating a world where mental health is prioritized. In this journey, your support and participation are invaluable. So let's continue this conversation. Share this video with your friends, family, and social circles. Let's help others understand that it's okay to not be okay, and that help is always available. Don't forget to subscribe and join us in spreading awareness about mental health. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you, and remember, you are not alone.